Hockey's a really fascinating case study about how sports is going to return in this country. Arguably, you've got a head start on the other major sports leagues. Just give us the temperature right now on progress, getting players in the right position, getting safety protocols, getting testing, and getting practice.
Sure. Yeah. Well, obviously, first and foremost, safety is our priority. The league has instituted some significant protocols. Each club, ourselves included, have also instituted protocols for our players, our trainers, our staff. It's a multi-phased approach as it's been made public. We will be starting training camps July 10th. We've had some voluntary workouts. We've had about 20 of our players back from their homes. So they're now training, doing, whether it's physical therapy or getting ready for the training camp. And then the goal is at the end of July, beginning of August, to begin with some quote unquote preseason games, and then immediately go into elimination games, which is unprecedented to say the least. But these are the times we live in. We're very excited. We're in the postseason for the first time in 8 years, and facing the Predators in Nashville. And so it's a great time, and our fans and our players and everyone with the organization, we're just thrilled by that opportunity to come back and provide a little bit of entertainment in these challenging times.
Yeah, well, the country's excited about it, too. You have had some players test positive. What's been the internal reaction to some of that? And have you seen any individual athletes express interest in opting out like we've had in baseball the past couple of days?
Yeah, good questions. Obviously, we're in a situation, the country is, where we can't eliminate this virus and this health crisis. We can manage it. We can mitigate it. We have been very sincere in our efforts to interact with our players, communicate with them, be very transparent, and be very supportive of them. When we have had positive cases, we have obviously done an extreme amount of testing, daily testing. We have quarantined and followed all the protocols and gone above and beyond. And so, we think that we're trying to do as much as we can, given the scenario that we're living in.
Talk about the new arena in terms of stage of development, and is any of this colliding with the caseloads that we're seeing out of Arizona specifically? Are you seeing that as a headwind right now?
Sure. So, I thought when Alex Morello, who I'm very grateful for giving me this opportunity, a trailblazer in his own right as the first Latino owner, he and I have known each other for about 10 years and done business together. And, when he approached me, he said, I thought priority 1 through 5 was going to be an arena solution. And he quickly reminded me of priority 1 through 10. So you can imagine that is definitely top of mind for me every single day. It's really about an arena solution. We have made it very public. Arizona is going to be home. I recently relocated with my family from the Southern California area. And so we've planted the flag and we're going to be here. The question becomes is what location is best for our team, for our players, our fans, our business partners. And so there's a lot of conversations that have happened before I've joined. I'm re-engaging in all of them, and nothing to report right now, but we think that there's a lot of options. This is a great hockey market, and we think there's a lot of enthusiasm to see us have a solution that makes sense. In terms of the headwinds, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we don't live in a bubble. Obviously, there's a lot going on in Arizona, and we're hoping to just continue to manage it via our protocols and with our emphasis on safety.
Yeah, and you're also pretty new in terms of becoming a CEO. I think at the beginning of the month, and not only the new CEO of the Coyotes, but the first Latino president and CEO in NHL history. At a time where, in recent weeks, civil unrest, the discussion around racial inequality has really bubbled to the forefront. What does that look like, not only for the Coyotes, but for NHL, and how are you engaged in those types of conversations right now?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I'm honored and I'm humbled to be in this position. As I said, I'm very grateful to Alex Morello, the owner of the Coyotes, the first Latino in the NHL, for giving me this opportunity. And, I embrace the responsibility to both acknowledge those that open doors to allow me to be in this role, but to also to open the doors for the generation behind us. But it's important. It's important to have diverse faces at these seats of of influence and of power and of capital. And you guys have done an incredible job of really promoting that conversation, the business imperative beyond just the social imperative, and in seeing new faces and having folks at the table. I think it's important to be at the forefront of the confluence of not only just sports, media, technology, entertainment, but also at the forefront of what the sports fan looks like in America. And I've said often, we want to help and promote the sport to not only our fan base that are incredibly passionate, but to the hockey fans in waiting and to the sports fans in waiting. And that includes a number of cohorts that may or may not have been successfully tapped into. And we're looking forward to that. That's going to be a key component of our business strategy.
Mr. Gutierrez, talk to me a bit about the economics of your franchise at this point. Nobody in the stands. RSNs are a key component, I think, of revenues for some teams in the NHL. Mm-hmm. The national TV contract, perhaps not as important as for some other sports. What's it look like for this year? What are the losses going to look like? And do you expect next year to be a normal season?
Sure. Well, I think the idea of normalcy right now and in the near future is something we would love, but we're having to adapt. And every day, I think, brings on new challenges / opportunities. Obviously, what we're trying to do is get through this opportunity to finish out the Stanley Cup playoffs. We're excited again to be in it. We are constantly looking at opportunities to make good with our business partners, whether it be our media partners, our corporate sponsors, our season ticket holders. So there's a constant iteration that we're going through. Clearly, this is a challenging time. This is an organization that has publicly had some financial challenges. We think we have a plan to turn that around. No one expected this pandemic. No one expected this health crisis. And so we're having to adjust and iterate our strategy. Again, I think we're taking it in phase one, which is let's get through this postseason. Let's be innovative and transformative in how we can create some financial, prosperity in this moment. And then let's take the next season when it comes. The league has been very adamant that they would like to resume when it is possible to bring fans into the stands. And so that's we're taking our cue from them.
Finally, Javier, I wonder, to what degree are leagues sharing protocols or best practices between hockey and, say, baseball, NBA, and eventually the NFL?
It's a good question, and truth be told, I'm not sure the conversations going on at the league. We have been having conversations not just with sports franchises, but businesses in general. We are seeking to not only position ourselves as a model sports franchise, but as a model business enterprise. And that means reaching out to our business partners in this community and across the country and asking them, how are they managing this? What are they doing? We certainly don't have the market cornered on great ideas how to manage in these interesting times. And so we are being very transparent about what we're doing. We're trying to learn from others. And so there's a lot of communication back and forth there.
Javier Gutierrez, again, congratulations. It's quite a gig, especially if you can get this season up and running the way you appear to be doing. Thanks for the time, and please come back.
No, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.